Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about O Network's reality-based TV series, Put a Ring on It, season number 3, episode number 11.
Two people who have no business getting married.
Anyway,
these two people, they got a lot of work to do. I see trouble ahead. But before we get into it, we would like to ask you to like, share, subscribe, send in your comments, and if you usually come back to this channel and have not yet subscribed, we're asking you if you can go ahead and do so.
Yeah, and if they're new, thanks for checking us out. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. We're going to be discussing Mr. Otis and Sharlana, and this couple are really tedious to watch because they both exhibit toxic behavior. And now that we are at the end of this journey with them, not only am I grateful that it's over, they are entrenched. And I don't see any growth from either of them through this process.
I would agree with the fact that they are entrenched, but I see it from his point of view as being something that is of an issue for me since we share gender.
Dr. Nicole asked Otis whether he went on a date with Cherie because he wanted to go on a date or because Sharlana went out with Chris.
And what did he do? He sidestepped the question.
He didn't really respond.
Well, but he did respond. His non-answer was a response.
Otis is a good-looking man. He sort of rolls with that, so he's moving his lips, but there's an emptiness within him. He refuses to hear what anyone is saying as it relates to him and how he could improve to be a better man for Sharlana.
Especially if it doesn't line up with his agenda.
Right. Otis believes that he knows better than Dr. Nicole.
Which is kind of complete nonsense if you think about it.
Sharlana, she's caught up. She said that she went out on a date with Chris because he validated her. He seemed like he appreciated that she was she said, quote unquote, dope girl. That's why she went on 3 dates with him.
Right. Because
she needs to hear a little bit more of that from Otis. Making a mental note, I need to compliment my woman. I need to affirm her and build her up. I don't want any outside people or men doing that. She doesn't cuss him out so she could hear what he has to say. So Dr. Nicole told him that he hears things that she said through a filter. He moves it around, shifts what she's saying, and then when he speaks, it comes out like he's accusing her of doing something wrong. That need to be fulfilled and supported and uplifted is going to come from an outside source.
You know what?
So that's big trouble right there.
You know what? There's this old adage that you see what you want to see. Well, in this case, Otis heard what he wanted to hear.
Yeah, Dr. Nicole said,
and he didn't hear what was said.
She teed it up for him. Right. And instead of hearing it, I could do that more, he heard something else.
It was just like unbelievable how he twisted what was said, and it came back out as something that didn't have anything to do with what came in.
And I'm just curious how Sharlana doesn't understand that Otis
she can't fix that.
Is manipulating her and dominating her. Right. And she going in with these rose-colored lenses that all she needs is for him to hear her. This man is trying to dominate you.
Well, under the guise of traditionalism.
Traditional roles does not mean you don't hear what your partner has to say.
Well, he didn't get that memo. He did not get that memo. Because he turns whatever she says into something that he wants to project onto her about, issues that he's having himself. That's what he does. Continue to do.
This is another one who went through this process, and no matter amount of counseling, he has not changed. So we see the guys go jewelry shopping, and Otis says in his confessional that he's nervous and that got to be prepared. Charlie could still tell him no.
Wonder why that is.
So Then we see Otis meeting with Dr. Nicole in her office. He believes that the process has brought them closer together.
Because it's the right thing to say on camera.
Dr. Nicole said, no, son.
Right, exactly.
Dr. Nicole responded that he was not aware of the toxicity that happens between them, that they communicate in a bad way, that the stuff they do may be subtle, but it's big. She doesn't think that Sharlana will agree with his assessment that this process have done them well.
This is another issue that I have with how he's moving. Okay, he's saying one thing for the cameras, but you're not trying to tell me that he honestly believes that he's in a good place with Charlie based on the things that have transpired, and also knowing what's coming in the reunion episode. You're not trying to tell me he believes that.
Well, a man who is more concerned about himself rather than the other person is going to have the results that we're seeing that's coming in the reunion. There's a bomb that's getting ready to drop. In fact, 2 bombs. None of them are good. And as we say, sometimes we have to acknowledge that we've made mistakes and sort of like take yourself out of that toxic cycle that you have, even though you may be in a vulnerable place. If she has an awareness of who she's dealing with, leaving now is better than leaving later. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get where you're going with paying attention to the alert sign that you're moving towards a cliff.
Well, I think Sharlana does not have a whole lot of self-esteem, that she needs validation from Otis, and he withholds it as punishment, or he
tool.
gives it to guide her.
As a tool, as a manipulation tool.
Exactly. He's not consistent. In fact, Dr. Nicole said consistently inconsistent.
Yes.
And that was the key right there.
Right.
That's what they do.
Right.
Because now they have patterns, toxic patterns that occur between them. Tit for tat. They go on and on. Not just Otis, both of them. That they gotta break that cycle. That's why I said, even though something different is occurring with Sharlana right now, she can break that cycle and just keep it moving.
Yeah,
because this brother needs some in-depth therapy. Otis clapped back. He said he did not feel that way, and that it's not up to Dr. Nicole to tell him or Charlie what they should do with their lives.
Yeah.
So she responded, it's not an opinion.
Right,
She wasn't giving him an opinion.
Exactly.
She was stating facts.
Hello.
That there are certain things they do consistently in their patterns
that I've noticed that's shown up.
That if they don't address, it's going to have longevity,
right,
and
go
into their future.
Exactly. It's going to chase them wherever they go.
And here we are next week. This is exactly what she's talking about.
Exactly.
Toxic behavior following them into their future.
Right.
We see Otis and Sharlana, and they seem to be outdoors at some sort of park. He has flowers, and she's just staring at him because this is her little girl fantasy dream coming true. She has these rose-colored glasses on. It's difficult to watch. And he is saying that, oh, I love you. I'm going to change for you. And she's saying, finally, we're on the same page. What page is she talking about? Sometimes we women get into these situations where we're not seeing what is in front of us. We think that we can change a man who has entrenched toxic behavior. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. The only change a man can do is the man got to do it himself.
Right, and
no outside source could change anything.
Change starts within, not without, y'all.
And if he doesn't realize that he needs to change, that his shit stinks. Like, you know, most of us, our shit stinks, but some of us got some Lysol to put on it. We are aware of the funk and we're willing to put some gloves on and clean it up. Otis is not there. And she said yes, and she clearly is in love with this man.
Yeah.
And he says he loves her. That's what he said. That's what we're going to roll with. But there are going to be some problems.
There's some issues. This storm her on
and
the
there's
brother.
going to be some problems early. Based on what we see for next week at the reunion.
Right. Right. Shaking your head. I'm with you on that one. Just shake my head, y'all. That's all we can do. Because there's so many warning signs that, you know, that have been seemingly ignored.
And I gotta tell you, I've heard a lot from subscribers who think this couple just wears them out. Where you are is who you is. If you go out the door, there you are.
Right.
If you go in the kitchen, there you are.
Around,
so if that person following you gets on your nerves long enough, you're gonna turn around and say, hey, we gotta do something different.
Hell yeah.
If you're tired of that funk, you're gonna try to do something different. And when you're not tired, when you refuse to see, you can inflict some serious lifelong damage
to not only yourself, but to those around you or those that you're involved with at any given time.
But that's all we have in this one. Oh, ay. We hope that you're doing well today. God bless you. Thank you for watching this review. And we'll see you guys next week.